Hi, my name's Cara Lockwood, and I'm the owner of Edit My Novel and the USA best-selling author of more than 12 books. This is the premise, and we're going to talk about what things you can think about when coming up with the idea for your novel. This is a short 5-minute lesson. All right, so let's move on to this concept, write about what you know. Everyone tells you this. It's the kind of like um, the foundation of good writing. Write what you know. Everybody says that. But what do they mean, really? Do you have to write your memoirs? Do you have to not deviate from your life? Can you never write about a place you've never been? Well, if that's the case, then sci-fi, some of our greatest sci-fi novels and fantasy novels would never have been written. Of course, you know, uh, these are magical places that don't exist in real life. So how could writers write about them? How would they know about them? Well, here's what people really mean when they mean write about what you know. It means kind of use your own experience as a foundation and then let your imagination take you the rest of the way. So in some of the great epic fantasy stories, for example, Game of Thrones is a great story now. A lot of what really draws us to the story is the struggle for power and also the personalities involved, how people jostle for position and power, and those things happen in real life. So think about some of the relationships you have at work. You can take a boss you've had or a coworker you've had, and you can put them in a different time and place. Writing about what you know also means writing about some of the places you've been and putting a fictional spin on those places. It's really about rooting your fiction in reality. Or, as Stephen King says, fiction is the truth inside the lie. So think about some of the things that have happened in your own life and how you can adapt them for a good premise, whether that's sci-fi or mystery. All the mystery writers in the world never killed anyone, so how would they know what a murderer feels like, yet they write about them? So part of it is places you've been, people you know, but also part of it is problems that you faced or you could imagine facing. It's about putting yourself into a position of that your character might face. And characters you know. We talked about this. So people you know in your real life and how you can make them a little different and put them in your novels. So writing about what you know is important because it makes your book more authentic. It makes it more realistic for people because readers are going to be on the lookout for things that just don't seem quite right. And this is one of the ways that you can make your story just authentic. All right, what goes into a good premise? Well, first of all, you have to have an original story. Secondly, it's got to be high concept. High concept is kind of like an elevator pitch. If you had 30 seconds to pitch your book, you would need to do it in like 3 fantastic sentences where whoever heard them would immediately see the value in your premise. A good premise has interesting characters, of course. Interesting people do interesting things, so we're going to want to read about them. A good premise has a clear conflict with high stakes. It also has a main storyline and a minor one. It has a resolution. A good story has a great ending. So it's never too early to start thinking about your ending. Even when you're thinking about the premise of your book, in the back of your mind, you have to be thinking about, where am I going? What ending is going to be great for this book? So you have to write the book that wants to be written. This is another great part of a premise. It's got to be something you want to write. Don't force yourself to write something that's boring you. It's got to be good for you. All right. Well, that's a quick lesson about coming up with a great novel and a great premise. If you want to hear more about how to write a fantastic novel, visit us at editmynovel.com/writing advice. We have great videos there. They'll help you out. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.